So, following your passion, following your dreams, I am telling you, it is one of the, no, it's actually probably the most important thing that you need to do in your life because in the process of doing that, you end up clearing up a lot of the stuff inside yourself and you become a better person and life gets one hell of a lot better. So, if you're interested in my five most important reasons why you need to do this, stick around. I'm Michael Kowal and welcome to my world. I am very happy to be back in my little place here. Those of you who didn't see last week, my wife and I were evacuated because of wildfires here in Oregon, and I'll link to. I had a quick like an update and what I learned based on that. So if you're at all interested, but it's good being back home. We're safe. Everything is totally fine here. But what we're here to talk about is following your passion and following your dreams, which I think is the most important thing that you can do in this life. I mean, there's a lot of amazing things you can do, but what this does is it helps you go inside and helps you to kind of clear things and learn things. Now, my five important reasons to do this, why I think it's so important, are the first one, and we'll go into each of these in depth. But I also kind of got into this a little bit. I also did another episode, which I'll link to up here, again, which is I talked about following your dreams. I did an encouragements episode. And in there, I kind of touched on a couple of them, but I really wanted to hit these a little bit more so and see how they all kind of work together. So the five most important reasons are: number one, growth. You end up growing as a person as a result of following your dreams and following your passions. It's the biggest reason. Now, the others they're kind of all related a little bit. Number two is you have to go up against your beliefs, which we all have kind of crazy crap beliefs that you have to get rid of along the way. Second is kind of related. It's also fears. It's going up against your fears, which stop us all when we go after our passions, after our dreams. And the fourth reason is we get to find our strengths. We get to find out what those are, and we get to lean into them as we go on our journey to create our dreams. And then the final thing is just happiness. I mean, it's awesome following your dreams. It's awesome living that life. And those are the main five reasons. So let's get into them here. So the first one, growth. And it kind of is. It's an overarching one. It really encompasses all of this stuff. Because in the end, when you decide to go after your dream, when you decide to live your passion in life, there's both a lot of people who either don't want you to, either because they love you and they're afraid that, of what may happen along the way, or disappointments for you, which usually means it was disappointments for them, which is why they're telling you this. But you have to face all of those in addition to all of the beliefs and fears and everything else inside of you. It's kind of a whole package, and really it is the main overall reason why doing this is so incredibly amazing, because I guarantee you'll grow. I've been doing this for a good long time, following my dreams since, oh my God, well, I'm 61, so that's probably like a good 50 years, or 40 at least, in an organized way. And as an overall thing, I've achieved some of the dreams. I have not achieved a lot of others. There's a lot left to go, which kind of makes life a lot more fun, in my opinion. Sometimes I work too hard at it, like I'm sure you do also if you're passionate about what you're going after. I found that there are better ways to go about things, and we may get into a few of those along the way here. But again, one of the main things is to understand that when you do go after your dreams, when you try to live your passions in life, you go up against those beliefs inside of you that tell you you can't. You go up against the beliefs of other people, as I just said. You go up against all of your fears. And usually it took you a lifetime to gather up all that baggage. So it takes a little time to get rid of them. So one of the first things I'm here to tell you is, when you decide to go for your dreams, when you decide to live your passions in life, understand that it's kind of a lifelong decision, because sometimes things will happen for us quickly, which is wonderful. Sometimes things will take a little bit longer, and other times you have an idea where you want to go, what your dream is. This is what I'm passionate about. But over time, or sometimes very quickly, you realize that maybe that's not the thing that you want. So give yourself the time to grow through this process. Give yourself the time to follow your dreams, to live your passions in life, because you're going to go up against these things that may stop you. Now, there are some people who they're not going to have any problems. They don't need any growth. They've come out fully formed and they're doing great. And God bless them. You keep going, please. But for the rest of us who have doubts and fears and everything else like that, allow yourself the time to pursue all of these things. And this, I think, kind of goes in the end to what they always talk about, is that, the journey is the thing in life. Now, I happen to think that achieving my dreams is pretty damn nice. So a lot of times I get frustrated along the way because I haven't achieved all of them yet. So I am still learning in this process, and I've been doing it for a darn long time. So again, give yourself permission to take the time to both follow your passion, to do those things that make you happy, but understand that you will be facing and coming up against all of these other things in your life, mostly internally, some externally, that will in the end, though, help you grow. Because in the end, you're going to overcome them. Don't stop. Don't let up. You can take a few days sometimes, maybe a few weeks. I've taken a few years at times when it's gotten particularly difficult. But never give up. Always keep going, and you will always be growing along the way as you do achieve your dreams. So that's the first one, growth. It is the most important reason to follow your dreams. It will be fun when you get to them, when you are able to live those things, but the growth along the way is the real reason that you follow your dreams. Okay, now, reason number 2, most important reason 2, is your beliefs. You're going to end up facing your beliefs. Now, I hope that frightens you, because it should frighten you, that whole concept and idea, because believe me, there's a lot of crap that I got up in my head. I am willing to wager that if you are human, you probably got a lot of them up in your own head, right? Yours are going to be unique to you based on, your parents' beliefs and societies and everything else like that, and the unique experiences that you have had. But we end up with these beliefs, and they can be as simple as, I don't think I can do that, to as bad as I completely suck. I will never be able to. I will never be able to achieve my dreams. If I achieve my dreams, this and this and this will happen, which are all horrific, right? I will lose friends and, whatever the beliefs are. So you're going to go up against those beliefs. And a lot of times you don't even know that they're there. You may have an idea that, okay, well, I tend to maybe I think I'm lazy or something. But it may end up being that idea that I am lazy, or that belief that I am lazy, underneath all of that are the beliefs that I can't, I'm going to get hurt, I'm not going to do this, I'll be bad, people are going to laugh at me. So I think you get the idea. And you probably know some of your wonderful classic beliefs that you face every day. In this process of, as you follow your passion, and here's one of the things too, is if you allow yourself to actually play like a child as you pursue your passion, as you go for your dream, it's going to be a lot easier, and you're going to want to sit down more often to continue to do those, to take the actions to get you to that end point. And so do that, because that will help you get through and past a lot of these beliefs that will try to stop you along the way. So always try to remember the play as you're going along, and it's going to help you get through these difficult times of the beliefs and the fears that are coming up too. Now, over the course of, whatever the episodes coming up, I'm going to be getting into how I have specifically looked to find out what my beliefs were that were holding me back. Many of them I didn't even realize were there. And then along the way, we'll talk about ways to potentially let them go, et cetera, et cetera. But understand that you have chosen this path to live your passion, to go towards your dream, and these beliefs will come up. You will find them, you will figure out ways to get past them, to let go of them, and to get rid of them completely. So just know that that will also be a benefit at the end of all of this if you keep going towards your dream. Keep playing along the way and making it fun, and you'll be able to get through all of those beliefs. Now, third thing is the fears. And it's kind of related to the beliefs, right? Because for me, I ended up doing this channel, doing all of this that I'm doing. Because I've really tried to understand how the world works and how my mind works and how I can get past all of these fears and beliefs, I think that I've, come to understand a bunch of stuff. So I just wanted to share that because I think all of us sharing together what we've learned, we as a human race can end up achieving things so much faster. We can let go of the crap that's in our lives holding us back. So, but I never figured that I'd be sitting here in front of a camera shooting videos and uploading them. Wasn't a thing on my radar. But I've come to realize that this probably has been one of my larger dreams, is to be able to share whatever knowledge I do have. So as I've come along on this journey, starting it, I have faced a lot of fears. Like, my classic ones are, no one's going to watch. What if they don't care? What if I don't know what I'm talking about? Can I even do this? All of these things, right? So these fears come up, like, people are going to hate me or laugh at me or whatever. What I'm going to say, no one will even care about anyway. Now, you can kind of see how these fears are kind of related over to beliefs, right? Okay, so if I believe that I suck, of course I'm going to have beliefs like no one's going to watch, they're going to think it's stupid, or worse, no one's going to even watch anything, right? So they're all kind of related all in here, but the more that you can separate these out to see specifically, okay, this is a belief and this is a fear, the more you're going to be able to recognize them in your life as they come up. And that's going to be part of the process of growth as you are heading towards your dreams. Because you can start to see these things individually and see them come up in your life. And that's when you can begin the process of clearing. You can understand where they've come from and how you're going to go in to get it. So the fears will come up. And fears are particularly difficult because with the fears, they're going to stop you. You're going to want to stop. You're going to be all passionate the first, 1 hour, 2 hours, 5 weeks, 1 week. So you're going to get up and you're going to be, in my case, I'm going to be shooting videos, right? I'm going to come up with ideas and all of this stuff. And this happened to me when I first started the channel because I know that frequency is great. Upload once a week, be religious about that, make sure it's up there so people can rely on you. They know what's coming. And of course, I did the first one, and I think there was a week off or 2 weeks, or I did the first two, something like that, because again, my fears crept up. Oh, I can't do it. I've got to do these other things. So your fears will stop you. They will try to stop you. But what you have to do is you have to kind of put them down, understand that they are fears. They are not reality. They haven't actually happened yet. They're fears. They are figments of your imagination trying to get you to not face something that you're maybe afraid you're going to look stupid or something like that, or fail. Failure is a huge thing for me. So understand that they will come, okay? Those fears will come. But the more you can, as I said before, turn your dream or your passion into play and make it fun like a kid, the more you're going to be able to get through them. And when you get through them, and when you do these things, and when you keep heading towards your dream, when you keep living your passion, you start realizing that, oh, you know what? These fears, they haven't even happened yet. And then you keep going. You get confidence as you continue to go on. So the more you're able to do the actions of making that dream come true, taking the specific actions along the way of living your passion, of living within that and acting on it every single day, the more those fears are going to get smaller and smaller, and you'll be able to let them go in back of you because you've proven that they were nothing to begin with. So that's fears. Okay, now, here's where we get to more of the fun stuff, okay? 4, right? Number 4, your strengths. Now, here's the fun part, because what you're going to find is that along the way, when you begin the process of kind of like quieting down the beliefs and you start letting go of the fears, all of a sudden, and here's the trick, here's the funny thing, because your strengths were with you from the very moment that you started on this journey. They were there the whole time. But the problem is that those first 2 things, bad beliefs and fears, they end up clouding your mind to where you can't even see the fact, right? Because you're going, well, like in my case, I'm going to sit there and go, yeah, well, this video was bad. This thing was just a piece of crap. I couldn't even talk on it. I just sounded stupid, right? But of course, like anything else, and I found this to be the case when I've drew and sketched, when you shut up and you let a couple of days pass for a little bit and you go back and look at your stuff, you kind of end up going, oh, wow, that was actually pretty good. Oh, I kind of like that, But then, of course, the beliefs and the fears start kicking in, and they'll start clouding you up again until you say, oh, that actually sucked, right? But the more you continue on, you're going to start seeing those strengths for what they are. They're a part of you, and they're the magic that is within you. And they're the magic that it's like in finding these strengths, in realizing them, almost allowing them in and awakening to them, you're awakening to yourself. Because the strengths are your particular magic that you have in your life, in your body, in your mind, that allow you to be able to do this, to live your passion, to go after your dream, to actually believe that you can get to your dream. You're going to find your strengths. And now, the next thing is that I've learned, finally, because nobody taught me this early on. When I was growing up, everybody talked about, okay, if you're deficient in some way, let's say, I hate that word, and people don't say you're deficient in this particular thing, but they say, okay, let's say if you can't do this particularly well, like maybe draw, then maybe you need to take a class and get better at it, right? Well, what I'm finding is that's kind of sucks, because what you're trying to do is you're trying to make yourself better in an area that you're maybe not that good at to begin with, right? And I've wasted and chased a lot of stuff in my life by trying to do that, where I could have from the beginning, and what I'm presenting to you as a possibility, you can sit there and you can simply live your strengths. Once you finally start to see them, and once you finally start to get rid of the beliefs and the fears, to be able to go, oh, I am pretty good at this. I am pretty good at this passion that I'm involved in. And then you get into the whole thing of, once you get that going, that you got your strengths, you do have to have the element of trust, to trust in yourself and kind of like the world to bring you the opportunities to be able to pursue that even more. But I'm particularly finding out that is incredibly powerful and incredibly important lately also, is that once you lean into your strengths, once you start living those, which usually align with your passion, with your dream, things start showing up in your life. And that's when the magic happens. And you will see it along the way. Even, let's say, before You get rid of all the beliefs or any beliefs or some of the beliefs and the fears, etc. All of these things, they're not all necessarily linear. You're not going to go from clearing beliefs to clearing fears to living strengths, etc. They're going to pop up all the time. Beliefs are going to flare up, the bad ones, and you're going to get rid of others. Maybe in the beginning of your process here of when you're going, you're going to realize I have this particular strength for doing this, and I'm going to follow it, which is wonderful. But I'm separating these out so you can begin to see what happens along the way. So watch for your strengths. Watch for your strengths, particularly in the beginning when you realize I am pretty good at this. If you shut up your mind, then you will see the beliefs and the fears try to cloud that over, try to stop that and push it down. But you say, go screw yourself. And you say, I'm going to let that thing ride. I'm going to use my strength. And that will maybe even help you get past the beliefs and the fears even faster. Follow your strengths. It's where the joy and the passion comes from. It's where you can be like a child and just play as you follow your dream. Okay, and that finally brings us to the last one, number 5, the important reason. Really, it's the reason why we all want to live our passions, why we want to follow our dreams, and that's the happiness. We want to live happy. We want to be happy doing the things that we love, right? We want to achieve the things that we want. We want to get that nice house. We want to get the wonderful job or whatever it happens to be. That's kind of the reward at the end, right? It's living the happiness of having those things and of mainly overcoming ourselves through the growth to actually achieve it and have it. That's the 5th one, happiness. It's not to say you're not going to be happy along the way, because if you remember to play like a child as you're going towards your dream, you will find yourself living your happiness more often, if not every single day, once you start clearing out some of these other things. And you'll have spectacular days even at the beginning where you're going, I'm unstoppable, and this is the way I want to live my life. And you should. You deserve that. So the 5th one is happiness, the place where you want to be. Enjoying it, living who you are as a person, as a being. There's nothing like it. There's absolutely nothing like it. But again, it's a little bit of a path. Be open to taking the time to do this. Understand the commitment that you're making, which is a commitment to yourself, to follow your dreams, to follow your passion, to live your passion every single day. Understand these other things will come up along the way, and sometimes it'll be difficult, but keep going through, keep playing like a child as you're going towards what you want to build, what you want to create, and you're going to get there. Or you'll slightly change your passion or your dreams along the way too, and that's just fine. Because as you're growing, a lot of times, that's one of the best things, is you get to deepen that process of going into yourself and understanding truly who you are, what your real dreams are, and what your passions are. I wish only the best for you as you do this. Now, hit the like button. It helps me with the algorithm, which is awesome. Come along, subscribe if you want. But the main thing is this week, follow your dreams in some way. There's so many important reasons to do it. And there's some difficulties along the way, but that ends up helping you also as you go along. So have a wonderful week. Go after those dreams. Have a wonderful life. Love ya.